All right, here we go. This is episode 170 of Prof and Dev Play Games. He is the Dev at Summer Speak on Twitter. I am the Prof at Prof Plays Games on Twitter. Seems like a cold weekend for you up there in Seattle, Anthony.
A little bit. Surviving though. We've hit normal winter. Overcast, rain, cold, 50 degrees, 49, 50 is the high. When it's raining, when it's clear, it's like 42, 40.
Yeah, like really cold.
It's kind of miserable. I'm okay with the rain. But
those clouds really keep warm.
It feels like winter to me. So
winter has come for you.
Winter has come. I mean,
my winter, 75 degrees yesterday. It was pretty hot.
I know.
Went on a nice bike ride with my daughter. San Diego, always the same temperature. Except for at night, it's gotten pretty cold. I would say it's like 55 degrees outside. Just frigid.
So cold. Bundle up. Who knows? Yeah. If you stay out too long, you might get hypothermia.
Exactly right. That's what I'm really concerned about that. Speaking of leaving people out in the cold, this week we're going to talk about Heroes of the Storm. We're also going to talk about a lot of the games that we've been playing, and then the Discord and Epic Game Store and Steam, like how developers are getting paid for their games. This seems to be a game store war going on right now, so we're going to dive into that. But I'm going to let you choose, Anthony. Do you want to talk about HOTS first, or do you want to talk about the game stores?
Let's start with HOTS, Heroes of the Storm, and I'm sure this will spiral into more Blizzard discussion as well.
What a great year they've been having.
Yeah, kind of.
Great couple months, I should say.
I guess it's just more Activision is the issue.
Yeah.
And just leadership changes, company changes. It all sounds very familiar, but the news
that play.
Yeah, and just bigger corporations wanting to adjust, and we'll get to that. But the news was that Heroes of the Storm is effectively going into maintenance mode, and they're ending most of their eSports push with it. So none of that actually is surprising to me that they would be cutting Heroes of the Storm. It's never really gained all that much of a foothold in the MOBA genre. I mean, the two titans are League of Legends and Dota 2.
Yeah.
And even those games have been on the decline for years now. They peaked a long time ago, 4 years ago, probably. And they're not on rapid decline or anything, but they're not seeing the exponential growth that they were seeing before. And Heroes came out late anyway to that whole thing. It kind of came out after the peak. So it's always been kind of that tough sell. It's an easier MOBA to get into. If I can remember what MOBA stands for, Multiplayer Online Battle Arena.
Mm-hmm.
That phrase coined by Riot because they didn't want everyone to call the genre the Dota genre.
Right. That makes
which
sense.
Is what it was based on, the Dota Defense of the Ancients mod. For Warcraft 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the MOBA term was very pushed by Riot when League started getting popular so that they wouldn't be called a Dota clone.
Yeah, you don't really want to be called by your competitor's name.
Yes. And especially when then Valve coming out with Dota 2. So
that's why we don't call ourselves a Giant Bomb clone, because we don't want to
don't
call it our competitor.
Yes. Our competitor. But I don't know. They've made their goal with Heroes of the Storm was always can we make a more accessible, easier to get into MOBA, which is notoriously a very hard genre for new players to get into. It takes a lot of practice to get good at. And I think they were successful at that. It's just there wasn't really more market to come into that genre.
Yeah, the thing that I kind of compare it a little bit to Battle Royale, where it seemed like PUBG was bursting at the seams, and then it would make sense for a competitor to come in and kind of siphon off some players because there was excess. But if there's not excess, then there's not a lot of spillover to take over or move over into a competitor.
And it wasn't like people were burning out on League or Dota and looking for another MOBA to go to.
Right.
They were looking for other genre, which I would have to test this hypothesis, but I would say as these games were declining, you started to see the rise of the survival game, online survival game, and the battle royales. They've kind of taken the place of this.
Right.
And I wouldn't be surprised if a large portion of people just moved on to another genre. They wanted other experiences online. And you're leaving a very cemented hardcore audience that's like, no, they've dedicated their time to MOBAs and really want to be with it. So, I don't know. I feel like Blizzard got stuck between a rock and a hard place on this.
Yeah, and in terms of the business sense, like how long can you prop up a game that's declining with the funds for the eSports, championships or the competitions or whatever, which is kind of what the news story that blew up in the last few days, where they pulled the money from, I don't know the name of the competition, but basically the pros who play Heroes of the Storm have no prize pool, have no money to play for anymore, and it's effectively killed the eSports completely. And it's their livelihood, it's the caster's livelihood, it's the pro's livelihood, but it's all based on a game that could go away at any second. Same thing with, I don't know, any other game.
Any content creators like that. I mean, you see it, I've seen it with people like YouTube people that I watch that do their videos that are very clear that's like their livelihood depends on YouTube. What happened? And when YouTube makes a choice or changes something, they can get destroyed, but there's not really another option. But they don't control the platform. They don't have a say in the platform. And unfortunately, the pros don't for Heroes of the Storm, and the streamers don't. They decided they were going to attach themselves to this game. But you can't guarantee that will stay around. You have no say of that, which is unfortunate. But that's a very big risk.
You bring up a good point
diversify yourself. I mean, that'd be a good thing.
That's what I've heard a couple of content creators talk about, how they have to diversify themselves between Twitch, YouTube, Patreon, and whatever else, ads, things like that, because you don't. One of your legs could just be kicked out from underneath you the next week, and you would be screwed. Like there's some right wing personalities who try to like move on to Patreon and get their stuff shut down. And it's like, well, how am I supposed to make any money? Well, their rules are their rules, and if you don't follow their rules, then you get shut down, and then that's your livelihood. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. The diversification. So I do feel bad for these people that went all in for Heroes of the Storm and said like, this is our only game we play. I don't say that. I mean, it's a risky decision no matter what. Whenever you say that, like, I'm betting my livelihood on one thing. And it is really sad, and I feel bad for that. And it's not like, it's just the esports part going away. It's not like the game, they're shutting the game down.
Right.
It's
the ability to make money off of it.
Yeah, maintenance mode, which I don't think they call it maintenance mode, but to me or I would use the term sunsetting the game. Where it's just
seem like they are turning the game off. If you sunset the game, right?
Sunset doesn't mean turn it off. It is put it into like this maintenance, like minimal number of people have to be working on it to keep it
new
going.
Content.
They might make a little bit here and there. It sounds like they'll put out a couple champions. It's just going to be at a slower pace. So they're not killing it completely, but I have a hard time seeing this game being around 5 years from now.
Yeah.
They'll just slowly let it just kind of go away.
Well, if Activision's looking at the Blizzard portfolio and saying, well, that's not making money, so get rid of it. Yeah. That seems what's happening here a little bit.
It is. Like, what was it? The CFO of Blizzard now is someone from Activision?
Yep. The money person. Yeah.
Yeah. And they are very much more like, stop investing in things that aren't making money.
Right.
But that's pretty contradictory to Blizzard as a whole and that kind of their creative endeavors. Like, I'm sure that company as a whole is still making a buttload of money. Even with, I would probably say, all of their properties on decline in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. I mean, WoW peaked a long time ago, and it's been shedding users. It's slowed a lot in how quickly it's shedding them. Somewhat stable. Overwatch is kind of peaked. Like, I don't hear, like, a big thing about, like, a ton of new people going into it. But stable, you would say?
Yeah. So
Diablo 3 is stable. Popular. Yeah, I'm pretty sure all these are they're still making money for Blizzard. And Blizzard, can't imagine that they're like in the red at all. But
is it enough for Activision?
That's the big question. And parent companies and shareholders and wanting to show growth, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Right. Shareholders wanting to see them move into a mobile space. Which more than Hearthstone, or at least replicate the success of Hearthstone, I guess, in a different game.
That's true. Hearthstone is still doing incredibly well for them.
Yeah, exactly.
And continues. I mean, every set just rakes in money. So yeah, I'm sure there's a push there. There's a push to not spend decades on one game in development.
Yeah, right.
Like, I'm pretty sure it was a harsh thing when they said that Diablo 4 was not coming out, or when they scrapped it, 2 years ago? Reset it? Like, I'm sure that was there's part of me that wonders if that was one of the big wake-up calls from Activision being like, no, you gotta stop doing this. Like, you're gonna have a game in development for a decade, basically, before it comes out. That's kind of absurd. But, I mean, that's how you also get the quality that Blizzard typically hits.
Right. Well, and Activision probably would love to be having Diablo 4 come out this fall, and that's not a reality for Blizzard. And if it did come out this fall, the quality would be maybe even worse than Diablo 3 when it first came out. Yeah, exactly.
So. I mean, I'm not saying it's just a bigger risk on the quality front. Like,
right.
At least if they take time and take all that extra time development, like, they're putting out a game they feel confident in. And if this would come out, they didn't scrap their ideas and just pushed forward and got it out, say, this year or next year, who knows what it would be to them. They tried to make the best game they could, but if everyone's sitting there lingering going like, this could be a lot better, or this is the wrong direction we had to stick with. So, I mean, that's how you get bad games.
After the launch of Diablo 3, like, they can't afford a bad launch of Diablo 4, which is why the mobile game is going to be dicey, because that might leave some taste in gamers' mouths, although it's such a different, I would like to think it's a different audience, but I don't know. I mean, I'm going to check it out for sure, so who knows? That's
the thing. I'll check it out. I'll see what they do with it.
But we know that's not the next Diablo game. It's not meant to fill that hole.
No. It's just kind of a side thing to broaden the portfolio.
Right. Yep. All that.
It's all business.
Corporate speak.
Yep. Yeah. Business strategy.
Yep. So that's one big piece of news that's kind of a little bit of a downer. The next news is maybe a little bit of an upper for developers, but we'll see how long it lasts. Discord came out and said, oh yeah, you know what? Well, we're going to give a 90-10 split to our developers. You publish on our platform, we'll give you 90% of the profits.
It's ridiculous.
Swinging back at Epic, right? And because Discord earlier in the year said we're going to start selling games on Discord.
They've been selling games for the past couple months.
Yeah.
Because we use Discord for my work. That's her. And I remember when the update came out and there's like, oh, there's a whole store tab now. And they had games. They had a bunch of games.
Exclusives and things like that.
Yep.
But then Epic comes along and looks way more attractive and kind of eats their oxygen, basically. And they're like hitting back. And I wonder how low, A, can these guys go? And B, is Steam going to come back out and say, well, actually, what we're going to do is this instead and fight back? I don't know if Steam needs to at this point, but.
Yeah, I don't know what Steam will do. But, I mean, I don't know how low people are willing to go. I don't know I don't know how much of the game sales is Discord's, is how Discord's expecting to make money. Mm-hmm. Or if it was just extra. I mean, Discord has Nitro subscription, like, stuff.
Right.
And a number of other ways that they're getting revenue that's beyond selling games. So I don't know how much they see the storefront as, like, this is our main revenue source, or if they're going to use this as somewhat of a loss leader. Like, maybe it's the 10% just covers the cost to host the bandwidth and the server for the games.
But get people to buy them on your platform, and then they'll pay for
Discord
Nitro
services.
Or whatever.
Yeah, just general Discord services and use Discord.
Right.
So, I mean, that's a harder one there. Epic was very clear that 12% for them was more than profitable, and it will help them, like, do just fine. Steam, well, who knows?
That's the question I have in terms of what Steam has been, what Steam has been charging, and just what all the platforms charge. Really, I think it's been across the board 70-30.
Yeah, Apple is the same way.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
PS4, PSN, Xbox Live, all those.
Exactly.
It was a pretty solid set figure back in the day. Like, that was, they all started at that.
But I guess the thing that's surprising for me is it's not, and that shouldn't be surprising, that 30% that Steam keeps, really the cost for them is probably something like 5 to 8% or something, if I'm guessing.
It's probably a lot cheaper now because the services are there now. Like, when Steam started in 2004, I think it was 2004, or at least that's when I remember. Yeah, Half-Life 2, it was 2004. The whole thing of, like, hosting that much bandwidth and data and everything was way more expensive than it is today.
Right, that's true.
You can just spin up AWS clusters, Amazon Web Services.
Right.
Super cheap. I mean, I could go in there and I was hosting some source control stuff on there, and it was $30 a month.
Wow.
For my bandwidth usage and everything. And that was gigabytes of data back and forth. So it's way cheaper now. There's a lot of competition in the cloud space. I mean, the term the cloud was created and everyone uses it now. So
this is maybe a price correction that has been a long time coming, where the prices have come down on their side, but not our side. So that's just such a drastic jump, though.
And I mean, this is great for a developer, and I will say, and it's amazing, and that's great. There's more stores, there's more competition. As a developer, we'll get more money from everything. I'm still slightly concerned that people, like a large portion of players, won't actually leave Steam.
Yeah. So
because they have all their games there already.
Mm-hmm.
They have friends lists. They have all that. From a player standpoint, we still haven't got the, like, why would I leave Steam? Wow. And the easiest way to get there would be, well, sell your games for cheaper. So I'm thinking Discord and maybe Epic are hoping if developers are keeping more, they'll lower their prices on the store. So that the prices be cheap.
With Steam, that if you sell in another marketplace, you have to keep the same price? No,
you're free to do whatever you want. Maybe some people do, but no.
Well, that's their choice, though.
Yeah, but I mean, back in the day at PopCap, we would sell things all sorts of different prices everywhere. So didn't price it to the market. So, and from what I've seen, when I've been in the back end and everything on previous companies, even after PopCap, there was no agreement that you had to sell it at a specific price on Steam, or couldn't sell it at different prices other places. So I'm waiting for that. Like, I think the easiest way to get these people isn't just make it cheaper for the developer. You need to get players to be like, I'm going to jump ship, because there's another reason why I would start spending my money at another store, as opposed to I'm always in Steam. It's where my games are, so I'll go there. Epic has Fortnite, which is good. That's something, but it's hard to get momentum to shift on a player's front from what habits they're accustomed to. So,
if your whole library, all your friends, everything's all in one place, I guess price, but even with that, I think in Steam, definitely in Discord, you can set up so that you can launch games from other areas in your computer or other programs or whatever through Steam or through Discord. So it might not even matter.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you can buy them wherever they're cheapest and then just launch them through Steam or whatever. So I've done that for games I bought off of GOG before. Right, I really don't know what this does to GOG, though. Yeah.
They were they were the second strongest competitor. Or digital storefront. So Steam was a huge chunk of the market, and GOG was about 10% of digital market, which was still like the second place.
Right.
I don't know what their play is, but this, with Discord coming and Epic coming, I feel like they're going to get cannibalized. And it's going to be pretty hard. Part of me, and I don't think CD Projekt would do it, but they would just make Cyberpunk exclusive to GOG.
Yikes. I mean, I think it's a big enough property to bring people to your platform.
I mean, Valve did it with Half-Life 2.
Right.
I mean, sometimes that's the thing that, Epic's doing it with Fortnite.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense because you're not splitting. I mean, you own the platform, you own the game, you're not splitting it with anyone, you just get all the revenue. Yeah,
and there's a game that people want to play. So.
Yeah, I could definitely see it because, the Activision launcher, everyone has a launcher now.
Yep.
Bethesda has a launcher, all this other shit. So they just get to keep their money. That would make sense.
You want to play a Blizzard game, you'd use Battle.net.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I guess now a Bungie game on.
Yeah. Right.
You want to play Activision games on your PC, you use Battle.net.
Right.
So, I think in some ways this is going to be a little bit harmful to the consumer because I feel like we're going to start seeing more exclusives like this. And it's just going to be a fractured storefront. Which
you just have to have some different launchers.
Yeah, different launchers, different ways to, it's a slight hassle. It's not an enormous hassle.
Yeah, doesn't even get to the level of a first world problem for me.
No.
It's just you click a different button. It's not a big deal. But the one thing is, that's not a big deal. But because there's so many launchers, like I try my PC like every 2 weeks or whatever, I have to like open every single one and just let them all update. So it's a lot. Because if I'll log in, I'll usually just open Steam. But if I don't consciously open the other ones, then the next time I want to come on and play like a Blizzard game, then I have to like upload or update the game I want, which is usually a pretty big file. So that one is a first world problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. The Game Store war will probably continue, but I don't know how much further they can go. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I think at this point we're going to be it's going to be, they've done the developer side. The big plays are going to be on the grabbing customer side. And I think that's going to be quite the platform war. So let's see if they can be as good as the Nintendo v Sega wars of the past.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to read the book in 10 years from now.
Yeah.
So why don't we move on to what we have been playing? Because the news, it's not a ton of news at the end of the year here, but we are playing a lot of cool games. I think most of us, or both of us, have been playing mostly Smash.
Yeah, decent amount of Smash when I can get some time.
Yeah. How many characters have you unlocked?
34.
Yeah, that's about where I'm at too. I just unlocked Shulk right before I got on the horn with you tonight.
What was the last one I unlocked? Wario.
Oh, nice. I haven't even seen Wario at all.
So I figured I went on. I was like, how are these unlocks even working?
Mm-hmm.
So, for everyone else listening who wants to know how this works and hasn't looked it up, if you're playing just like normal Smash or just playing the game, every 10 minutes you'll get a challenger. And there is a fixed order that those unlock, that they come at you. They're not random. But if you go to classic mode, because you start with the 8 fighters in classic mode.
Right.
There's 8 buckets that all the characters fall into.
Yep.
And so if you play, I know like in Mario's bucket is Bayonetta. And a couple others in there. And I went down, whichever one had Cloud. I fought a lot. I got Cloud.
Nice.
And a couple other ones I was just like, but Incineroar. Trying to remember which path that was.
That was the one. That's the only one that I looked up because I wanted to play as him. So it was maybe the Inklings. If you beat it as the Inklings, you got Incineroar or someone.
Inklings I think Inklings was in that. It was in that bucket as well.
Yeah.
But basically, there's just from the 8 fighters, the rest of them are kind of split between those buckets. So as you're playing classic mode, if you play the same character over and over, you'll unlock a specific set of characters. And then if you're out of the classic mode, just doing other things and getting challenged, it's a set order that they unlock if you haven't already unlocked them. It will.
Correct.
But that's made it a little easier for me to be like, kind of focus on the characters I want to try. Because there's a lot of characters that I actually really just want to try.
Right.
Because I didn't have Smash on the Wii U, so I didn't get a chance to try a lot of these cool characters.
That's the thing that I've really liked about the slow unlocking for me. And my friend Brad here he went in and just brute forced and got all of them unlocked quickly. But it's really forced me to play as each and every single one of them because I'm doing the classic mode thing where I beat it as Mario and then I got Sonic and then I beat it as Sonic and I got the next person. It's just like going down the ladder. So I'm playing as every single character and really it's helping me when I play against that character to learn them a little bit more. But honestly, even on the Wii U, I played a ton of the Wii U and 3DS and I probably played like a third of the roster. Like I didn't really play the rest of them. So it's really nice to have the variety. And there really is a lot of variety, even amongst like, I have Link, Toon Link, and Young Link all unlocked. Yeah. And even though they're fundamentally the same, there are some differences that really make them play differently. So it's been fun to explore that kind of stuff. But then always just, once I unlocked Zero Suit Samus, then I played for like the next 5 hours just as her because that's probably my favorite character.
That's your go-to.
Yeah, that's absolutely my go-to. That one and then Young Link now. I've never played as that character before because I didn't play in Melee. But that is an OP little character.
Yeah. I played as Simon. Simon was a ton of fun. Holy crap.
Yeah, I love the moveset. For some reason, my favorite thing, I was playing a Marth today and just kept, I had him on the edge and I was kind of pushing him out on the Spirit Tracks map. And then he jump back, and I somehow just kept timing my axe, trying to hit him with my axe every time he was jumping back onto the stage, and it was just so much fun to fuck with him. Like the arc of the axe, and throwing out the cross boomerang, and get your whip out there, and
did the whip, and then like what was it? Is it down jump down B throws the fire,
the holy water,
holy water, like there's a lot of variation to his moveset.
Well, I like his sliding kick. Down B is a slide kick. That's pretty fun.
Lots of just cool stuff. And really getting back into Smash for after so long. God, this game has so much depth. Like, it's super, super easy to get into, but there's so much depth to these characters. It's always been one of those things when you think about fighting games, like you'd have your Hadoukens and your, I guess, D-pad movement stuff. And this game just doesn't have that at all.
Right.
It's like, you point a direction or don't, and press a button and you get something. Or if you're in the air or not, it's so much easier to access, but I don't think they've sacrificed any depth, from a fighting game for dropping certain other more complicated standards.
No, I think it really it eliminates some of the hassle of putting the inputs in and brings it down to like, what is my opponent doing? What should I do to react? Yep. What do I want to do to get them to react? But in terms of the inputs, I also think it's fun that for Ken and Ryu, they kept those inputs. So if you really wanted to do them, then you could, and then it's just a little bit slightly stronger. Yeah. That's kind of a fun nod. There's so many fun nods to the characters and the history.
I still don't understand how Inklings work.
No.
They're so fucking strange. Like, I was like, I'm out of ink. How do I get ink? What am I doing? Like, I could not, for the life of me, figure out how to properly use the Inkling.
Yeah, it's like a down B and then a B again to refill your ink. It's a weird combination that no one else uses. And then if you don't have ink, then they're not powered up enough. They're so technical that if you do know how to use them, they're really, really overpowered.
I'm sure.
Yeah, they look fun, but there's a lot there.
Yeah, I'm definitely not trying to brute force my way to unlock guys. Mm-hmm. There's just too many I want to try, and I don't need them all unlocked. I like getting one and then usually doing their classic mode or just kind of playing with them a little bit. I haven't got to try Cloud. I'm really excited to try Cloud.
Yeah, because you never played him on the Wii U at all.
No.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
I want to get him. I do want to get Bayonetta. Bayonetta looks really cool.
She's
Holy
great.
crap.
She's so fun. I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah. Man, I unlocked Isabelle, or faced Isabelle. Seriously, she wiped the floor with me. Like, she was just unrelenting. Like, I couldn't get even a second to set anything up. She was just on me, and then she has like variations of the villager's moves that actually seem a lot stronger than his. And it was just like, all right, well, hopefully she'll come around again. Obviously, with the timer and whatever else she will, but
or going to that door, the door.
Yeah, exactly.
Challengers rotation.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I love that it's not a cakewalk, and I know the new patch that came out 1.2 was supposed to decrease the difficulty of the incoming challengers, and I think it did a little bit, but for some reason not for Isabelle.
Good.
She just whooped me, and it was pretty fun. And then I unlocked Little Mac finally, and just I really like playing this game because he's super powerful, but he's so gimped with his recovery that if you are anywhere near the end of the stage, you're just screwed. So just stay in the middle.
So my recovery story and everything is Incineroar is really hard. I've killed myself really so many times.
Me too.
I'm like, I'm the wrong way, and there I go, launching myself off the map. Shit.
It's so crazy because like he launches up and then he does that diagonal down, and I was like, he's so strong on the ground that he's got a terrible recovery, makes him not viable. And I was looking online and people were like, you got to do over B first, over B, then up B. And it's like, okay, I'll try that. And it's helped a bit, but yeah, if I'm facing the wrong direction, God help me.
You have to, I mean, you talk about fighters that are balanced, like he's really strong. No, you will not be air juggling off the side of the stage, fighting. No. Like, you're dead at that point. And you better be very aware of what direction you're pointing when you're doing certain attacks, because but it was hilarious. I had a blast. So
I like this. I like his side B where it kind of like lunges toward you, grabs you, then throws you in, like ropes show up and flings you off the ropes. But then you got to hit the button again to shoot him up in the air. Otherwise, you just whiff it.
And then if you do that right, shoot him up in the air, and then you do your up B the same time, so you can launch yourself up, smack him in the air, and then shoot back down. I mean, it's exactly what the wrestling thing. It's super combo heavy. Combo heavy, and it feels really good when you pull it off.
Well, it's nice too that it's so different than everyone else's.
Yeah.
Like he's just so much fun to play. I really enjoy Incineroar, and I don't know anything about Incineroar. I think it's from Sun and Moon.
It is Sun and Moon.
Yeah. Okay. It's just fantastic.
Litten is the basic Pokemon. It's one of the starters in Sun and Moon. Evolves into this giant monstrosity. It starts as a very cute kitten. So, Pokemon.
Right, of course. I played a lot of the Fire Emblem characters, and I still, they definitely play differently, but it's just dudes with swords. There's a lot of similarities between them.
Except Robin.
I don't have Robin yet.
I have Robin.
Use the spells.
Yeah, and that one's another complicated one. There's a much more technical character.
Well, I love the thing about Robin is that after a while you've used your magic too much, and then your book disappears. Yep. You can't use it for a while, just like in the game. So. And
I saw the thing, you can swap. You can be male or female Robin.
Yeah, absolutely, just like in the game.
Yeah, it's just a little hidden option there. Again, a little nod of being like, "Oh, that's nice." This game is full of that stuff everywhere.
Obviously Sakurai loves Fire Emblem, but he does it for every game. Like there's all these. I read online. I can't remember what it was because it was a character I don't play, but it was like this character does this small little Oh no, I know what it was. Swimming. When characters get thrown in the water, if they can swim in their games, they'll be okay. If they can't swim in their own games, they will die.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's really cool. So many things like that. I've just been just playing classic mode. It's just so much fun. And then honestly, I sat last night probably for half an hour or so, just playing online, just random matches. And I got set up with a 2-on-2, and then me and this guy just wiped the floor with this team, and we just kept teaming up again and rematching again for probably 10 matches.
Nice.
And I was playing as Fox for the first time because I just did random. I don't really play as Fox, and I did a really good job working with this guy because he was kind of he was playing DDD and kind of brute forcing, kind of being a bruiser basically, and I was in the background just kind of shooting, popping in, getting a few hits, popping back out, and we kept winning again and again and again. Where now Fox is according to the global Smash Power, my most powerful character basically.
Wow.
Just because of that. I mean, if I was 1-on-1, I'd probably get my ass kicked, but it was there's just so much to this game. I've been playing this game for a very long time.
Oh, it's fantastic. There is such a nostalgia to it, to me as well.
Oh yeah. Getting to play those characters that you haven't played in a long time, or
and just the feeling of the game and everything. It's just been so long since being that into Smash and being this is awesome. I remember this. This is ridiculous and dumb and chaotic and great. So
the thing that I've been finding this time is I'm having a ton of fun playing with items. I usually turn them off. Now I'm like, no, I'm gonna leave them on because it's zany and fun, and it just throws the match. It's almost like the Mario Kart thing, where all of a sudden the items are there and fucking up the order or whatever. It's
there's a certain drive when you see an item drop on the ground and both players are like, I'm getting to that, and you're just fighting over an item. I can see why they wouldn't have those in pro level and tournament play.
Oh, yeah,
but
too much randomness.
Yeah, too much randomness. But in just general, hey, I'm a casual just wanting to play this game. Yeah. They just add a level of randomness, that the right amount to the game of being you know what? Even if I'm doing poorly and stuff, I might be able to pull this out. Or like I said, changing during mid-match someone's player's idea of I'm just not going to, we just been battling back and forth. Oh, I can't let you get that item, or I really want that item, and shifting where the players are on the map, the whole thing. It's just great.
Well, the other thing that I've done is in the past I would switch the maps to Battlefield or Omega so that I could Battlefield or Final Destination or whatever. I think it's Omega. So it's just static 3 platforms or whatever.
Yeah.
This time I decided not to do that. I'm just trying different maps, but how they're meant to be. And there's so much, the pirate ship that's modeled off of Wind Waker.
Yep.
Your Red Lion comes up every once in a while. Then every once in a while there's a pirate ship in the background shooting things at you. And then your ship eventually shipwrecks and lands on a rock, and it tilts, and you have to get off and get back on when it untilts itself. And there's just so much variation to the maps if you just play them how they're.
There's some ridiculous ones. The Midgard map for Final Fantasy VII Cloud.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit! There's summons going on. There is so much just stuff. And like you said, a lot of the maps kind of tell a story.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, I see why you wouldn't use those in like tournament play.
Yeah.
But they're a really good part of the game. Like,
yeah,
that's
it's so fun. It's like made it way more fun than what I had on 3DS, which was kind of just, I played straight. You know, I didn't have items. I didn't have different stages. I just played straight. And this is more entertaining.
And classic mode's been pretty good about that because how the fights are on specific stages and designed, more curated fights that you're going through.
I really enjoyed that. It's not just the like random whatever. Like they put thought into it, even though sometimes the theme is a little wonky. Like it fits. And then I really enjoy that it's not always fighting Master Hand or whatever.
Yeah.
Who I hate because like you can't do grapple stuff. You have to change the way you fight. And it's just, I'd rather, I don't know. I like fighting Dracula. There was who was it? There was some character I fought this giant robot thing that I've never heard of before. I can't remember who that was because it was probably part of their series. But you know, I've probably fought like 6 or 7 different unique bosses in classic mode so far. It shakes it up a little bit.
Yeah. There's been a lot put into this game. A lot of care, a lot of design. I'm very impressed. I need to put my Piranha Plant code in.
Oh, so do I.
I got that. I'm like, I need to do that when I'm on my Switch. I want my Piranha Plant.
I'm looking forward to playing as that character. I'm so glad. It's just so wacky and weird. That and then whatever the hell's coming with the DLC. Joker going to be crazy.
I thought of something had crossed my mind, and I'm completely spacing on it now of like what another fighter could be, but I can't remember. Oh well.
I think it's going to be Sora. I think they put Sora from the fuck's it called? Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, they could do that. Another one? Let's do Chrono.
Oh my god, dude. Shut up. I didn't even think about Chrono. That would be awesome. I don't know if they put another sword person in there, but...
Fuck. Just do it. Come on, Square.
My god,
come on, I challenge you. Let them do it.
Oh my god. I wonder if that's too old for them. Like, they want to use DLC to kind of like promote like stuff that's current, but god
I don't
damn,
know.
That's a great idea.
I mean, DLC, they may not want to do it in DLC, but I'm like... They have super obscure characters in the game, so...
Yeah.
And Chrono Trigger is not obscure. So,
no, definitely not.
I don't know.
Oh man, now I want Chrono.
I mean, really, I would take anyone from Chrono Trigger, but if they're going to choose anyone, I would expect them to choose Chrono. So, right. But yeah, oh well, that I can get my hopes up and then be disappointed. And I'm curious how many additional characters they're going to eventually have in this game.
Yeah, because Sakurai, there's an interview that came out today or yesterday that he said like there might not be a new Smash Brothers for 10 years. Like this might be it for 10 years, which means they're going to keep building onto it. And there's no way. How
many total characters is the Battle Pass? 4?
5.
There's no not including Piranha Plant.
Yeah, Piranha Plant is
separate. So 5 more in a year-ish about, as they said?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. And if they're not doing another Smash for a long time, I don't see why they wouldn't just keep at least trickling out more characters.
Right. It's got to be a platform. Like you don't stop with 5 characters and just be done. That doesn't make sense. But they didn't say like this is season 1, so maybe they're leaving their options open about how it sells if they're going to do that or not. But I don't know. Did you buy the Battle Pass?
Or I have not yet. I will though.
Yeah, I bought the combo pack or whatever, so I'm ready.
Yeah.
But Joker, man, it just makes me want Persona 5 on the Switch. Pretty bad.
Switch. I mean, that rumor mill is just all swirling right now, which is mostly, as far as I can tell, just people wanting to really manifest Destiny. But
oh yeah, totally.
It's maybe I can imagine that at least maybe someone at Atlas is hearing like, there seems to be a lot of positive buzz for this. How much would it cost for us to put this on Switch?
Yeah,
and I bet they'll have that conversation. And if that price is low enough, we'll get Persona 5 on Switch. I don't know if it's low enough, though. Yeah. So the hardware is quite different between a PS4 and a Switch. So
and a PS3 and a Switch.
Yeah, I guess Persona 5 did come out for PS3, didn't it?
Yep.
In the US or only in Japan? Okay.
No, in the US too.
Oh wow.
Because it was originally slated for PS3, and then obviously the console generation switched. So
well, they definitely have the Switch has the power to do it. Then, it's just it's a very Actually, now it makes me go like, well, maybe if they could get it running on both PS4 and PS3, and they're very strange, different architectures. Maybe it's architected, engineered in a way that would actually promote being able to be ported to another system pretty easily.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Come on, do it. Just give it to me.
We've got to have a Nintendo Direct next month. They usually do a January one, so maybe there. Who knows?
I'm saying Fire Emblem.
Fucking please.
I still actually believe the next major Direct is going to be Fire Emblem.
It's got to be, because there's been nothing about that game forever.
Yeah. Unless they scrapped it and they're starting again.
Dude, don't even fucking say that, please. That's my most anticipated game of 2019. I want that so bad.
Sorry, they scrapped it. They're going to do an Advance War. There you go.
I never played Advance War, but I know people really like it, so I don't want them to scrap it.
I think Fire Emblem actually killed Advance War. I mean, it's the same company, and it definitely... Advance Wars was fun, but...
Yeah.
There's an indie...
dudes with swords.
I know, you're doing a weird tank, modern-day army thing, but similar to the grid movement thing, but you're actually capturing buildings and producing units while doing the mission. So it's its own thing. But there's a couple indie games that are filling in the space. So for people who want Advance Wars. So yeah, I think Fire Emblem will be high on Nintendo's list for next year of being hey, there's another big game coming out that you need a Switch for. So. Well,
I think it's a spring game.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, currently right now, I think it is. But yeah, you're right. It might be a fall game. I just hope that Nintendo has more games this year than last year that are not just ports. I want to see some heavy hitting new games, because this year it was basically Mario Party, it was Pokemon, and then it was Smash. The rest were ports from Wii U, as far as I recall. Which is fine if you didn't own a Wii U, but if you did, I didn't buy any of those because I played the shit out of those on the Wii U.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta, next year you have a full Pokemon.
Oh, that's true too. Yep, full Pokemon. We have Fire Emblem. Yoshi is supposed to come out next year, which I'm looking forward to as well.
I'm pretty sure there's some hidden stuff in there as well.
There's got to be. And we start off the year with Mario Brothers U plus Luigi U bundle in January 11th, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a side-scrolling Mario fan, those games are great.
Yes, they are.
So, but again, I played the shit out of those on the Wii U. I'm not sure that I'm going to buy those again. Anything else you've been playing this week?
Briefly before we were talking tonight, I was playing a bit of Path of Exile. I've never really got deep into that game, but it is a free-to-play action RPG. So that does some very different type of skill management and leveling. I always remember it was basically the materia system of Final Fantasy VII mixed with the passive skills and the I don't even remember Final Fantasy X's sphere grid, which is passive bonus. You have a giant board that you have to connect paths and nodes to move around, enormous, and then you slot into your items the skills that you actually want to have, and you can put supports. There's think if you have a weapon that has 3 nodes and they can have different colors, or one, let's say they're all green, you can slot a green gem in there, and let's say they have 2 lines going from the other nodes to that one, you can add support gems that modify that skill that you've slotted in. So
it sounds like a pretty complex system.
It is a complex system. But it's fun to mess with. It's a game that's been around for 7-8 years at this point.
Oh,
and
wow.
I keep on seeing people playing it. I could be wrong on that, but it's been around for a long time.
And going to be coming to PS4 next month.
PS4, they just put out a big patch, and so I got sparked in my head again. Actually, not no, I played it in open beta. No, it was 5 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, because it's on Xbox One, and then it's supposed to go into PS4. That's where I'm going to try it.
So yeah, it was Windows back in 2013. It was definitely around the time of Diablo 3 coming out, and it got a lot of buzz because it was a much closer to, honestly, in some ways, Diablo 2, in presentation and look and just kind of how it plays. Again, a much more complicated skill system, but it's always fun to just pick up and smack on things a little bit whenever I have a little bit of downtime.
That's how I feel about Smash.
Yeah, Smash was sitting out on my TV.
Oh, nice.
Smash was hard because if I'm playing it, my kids want to be watching me. So they're very excited for Smash, which is great. Trying to think of other things I purchased but have not played, Lost Legacy.
Nice. I've heard that's a good game.
It's also a 43 gigabyte download.
Dang.
I was like, oh god.
That's gonna take a while.
It will take. When I do decide I'm gonna start playing it, I'll do it the night before. I'll start letting that thing download and destroy my bandwidth while I sleep. But wow, because it's not as long as Uncharted 4, right?
Nope. It's like 8 hours.
Oh my god, that's so many gigabytes per hour of gameplay.
It's good. And it's so cheap. Like the flash sale going on right now, or the holiday sale, where the hell it is. There's some really good deals. If you haven't purchased games in a while, like Shadow of the Colossus is up there for like, I think $18 or something like that. This one, Lost Legacy, was $8, which is a goddamn steal. Like I think I bought that one full price, which was $40, I think, and it was worth it. It's so good. I don't know which one's better, that one or 4. They're both great. Who cares? The one doesn't need to win. They're both great.
You've been playing anything else?
So had a party over here. We have our annual cookie exchange where we all bring cookies to our house and we bake them, and then we do a competition and judge them, and winner gets prizes or whatever. But so I had a bunch of people here and decided to let people play VR. So put on a couple different VR experiences, Tetris and some underwater shark diving and some flying games. And just watching people play VR for the first time in their lives was fucking awesome. So like people like kind of shuddering from like being attacked by a shark, or like getting vertigo from flying and being really high. It was just really, really fun to like watch them experience it, like reaching out with their hands, trying to touch stuff, and just realizing that like they weren't there, but it looks so real. And just like all their comments, like 3 people left here saying like, so how much does that cost? Do you need a PS4 for that? It's like, well, yeah, you do, but right now they're on sale. Maybe you can get one for cheap. But people were leaving here wanting this.
Yeah.
And it's just, seeing is believing, man. You can talk all you want about VR, but as soon as you experience, you're like, okay, I see what this is.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like that is the thing with it, is once you experience it, it's not something you truly understand until you do it. And when you do it, there's like a switch gets flipped and you're like, holy shit, this is amazing. Most of the time.
Yeah, exactly. Except for a few times when you get really, really sick.
Yes.
But I've been playing Smash a lot or Odyssey, and since I bought it, I played it for a bit, and then I put it away because I wanted to beat Odyssey, and then once Smash came out, I got sucked into that. But playing it today, I was like, oh yeah, I need to get back to this.
Do they? Does the PS4 have a thing where like you can watch movies while in VR?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that was one of the best thing with the Oculus. It was a stupid little Unity, not even a game, app that someone had made, and it basically was a movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically you just sitting in an empty movie theater watching whatever video you wanted to watch. And it could be anything. And it was the dumbest thing. You're like, this is dumb, but it was amazing.
Well, it's great because it frees up your TV. And if you want to watch something, that's great. But also, like, you can set the screen size so you can have it be like basically a 110-inch screen. So I'm just like playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey on, a lower resolution, of course, but on this huge TV screen. And then I'm watching TV on that. It's just like, this is pretty cool. Like this, it's obviously you wouldn't buy it for that feature, but it's cool that it's there. And a couple people actually asked that today. Like, can I like watch, like, can it project like what I'm watching, like a movie or whatever? I was like, yes, it can. It's great for $200, and they're back on sale. $200, like it's just a no-brainer. It's so goddamn good.
If it was really good, I missed it. Randomly, I saw it come through my Twitter feed. QVC.
Oh, I know. I saw that too.
Saw it today. I was like, is that price correct? I clicked it 3 minutes after that tweet went out.
And it
was already gone.
Oh,
but it was $86, $87 for the newest pack, which came with the headset, 2 motion controllers, the camera, Beat Saber, and
Borderlands VR.
Yeah. For $87.
Yeah, it had to have been a price error, right?
Maybe? I don't know. But God, I was like, I just need this like now. Like, yeah. I don't care if I have the money or not, or should spend it right now in the middle of the holidays. How can I pass up that price?
No, that's too good of a deal. Yeah, when I saw that, I clicked on it, I was like, because I want to get the Move controllers. I was like, I'll just buy it, and then that's cheaper than the Move controllers. But it was, of course, sold out.
Yeah.
But the more that I played VR, the more I realized I need the Move controllers, because that just adds like the extra level of immersion to it.
And you can play Beat Saber.
I know, that's the thing. Like, I really, really, really want to play that game. But I need those Move controllers. So I'm just waiting for the new year and budget and stuff.
Yeah.
Because, I want to like play through Moss and Astrobot, which I don't need those things for before I kind of move on to the next thing.
That makes sense.
So, but yeah, my VR experience basically was watching other people play, and then after we're done tonight, I'm going to play a little bit more because
that's cool.
I need to play.
Yeah,
it's too good not to. There's a couple of little experiences I haven't tried yet, so I want to do it. So that I wanted to show people a range of things today, and I was like, well, I've only played like these 4 things, so and these other things are a little complicated with the gamepad. So if you're not really a gamer, like it's not really going to be for you. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, that's it.
I haven't played anything. I've been watching stuff. Watched Castlevania Season 2.
You watched the whole thing?
A whole thing on Netflix over the past 3 days.
Nice.
It's 8 episodes.
Yeah, not too much of a commitment.
No, it's really good. I will say that they slow roll it through the end of this one. But not in a bad way. It's very much giving you a lot of more backstory, bringing in some more of like Dracula's court and side characters and just delving. Actually, it seems much more like Dracula's arc for this season. Like really focused on getting in there. We have Alucard now in the party if you've finished season 1. Like, so they really just delve into that deep. So there's I wouldn't say just a lot of talking. They do a lot of showing, not just saying. But if you're going in for the fights, there's like a fight at the beginning, and then there's like 5 episodes of not a whole lot of fighting. And then you're like, oh, you saved all your budget for these last couple episodes and all the fighting. And absolutely badass fighting. Holy crap. Some of the best animated fighting I've seen in a very long time. God, they get it so well done. They bring in music from the games too, like renditions of different songs. I'm like, I recognize this song. This is great. So
it's like the best video game adaptation that there has been.
I think so. It's really good.
That's crazy.
And yeah, we get one more season afterwards. So,
and that can be it? Just 3?
Yeah, 3 seasons. Well, at least I think it's telling the story of Castlevania 3, right?
Yeah.
That's Trevor.
Great.
And who knows if this is successful? Maybe they'll do it. Maybe they'll move. Yeah, they'll move forward. Maybe they'll do a Simon's story.
Yeah.
Or there's any number of places they can go in the timeline if they want to do additional stories. So I don't know. I don't know how it's doing, but I was really when I'm not playing games, I'm now noticing that I have a big backlog of things I want to watch. So I'm trying to work my way through those too now. Like The Good Place. Because I think it's almost done with this season. Yeah.
I think we're 2 episodes behind, I think.
And I just need to, I'm like holding off because I just want to binge it.
Yeah.
Like I like binging these seasons. I didn't like waiting one a week. It was annoying. Right. I'm like, no, just give me it all. They're short enough episodes where I just want to see this through. So I have most of that to watch. Just so much. So that's competing with Game Time and Smash. But we do have the holidays, so.
Yeah, that's the thing for me is that I think I probably have like an hour and a half to 2 hours a day of stuff, and then usually I want to like play games. Yeah. So I haven't had time to like. I started watching The Last Jedi. I got like 35 minutes into it, and I haven't gotten back to it. Not that it wasn't good. It's just usually I'm tired at night, and if I'm not actively playing a game, like if I'm.
We need to find a time. I'm like, we should watch that on Party at some point.
Oh, that'd be fun. That might keep me engaged.
I want to watch it again.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's figure out how to do that.
I think you can do a party and watch it, maybe? I don't know.
Why not? Yeah. I'm sure we could.
Yeah.
Just gotta sync it up at the right time, I guess, huh?
Yeah. But God, yeah. I know it's hard, especially at night where you are right now with kid.
If I'm not engaged with something, if I'm reading or watching something, I will fall asleep.
You're just like, I'm out. I'm done.
Yep, exactly. But a game, I can last a little longer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, well, that has been episode 170 of Prof and Dev Play Games. He is at SummerSpeak. I am at Prof Plays Games. If you liked our episode, hit me up on Twitter. If you didn't like it, hit him up. Give us a rating on iTunes or wherever you listen to this podcast, and we will see you next week for our palindrome episode.
It is awesome.
Yeah, 171. All right, guys. See you later.
All right, later.